Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Tell myself Foxshire on the lockdown special tonight is my mate Bridge. Evening, Bridge.
Oh, good evening to you, Oxshire, and your Foxy and Terry. A big good evening to you. Big good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm okay, pal. I've had a very, very good day. My wife's looked after me. It's been raining up here the whole day, so I haven't stepped out the door. But no, my wife's looked after me. I'm very happy. Very, very happy.
Good, man.
What about yourself?
Aye, mate, just a normal day in lockdown, walking and eating and trying to pass the time.
Did you get out for a pint at all?
No, everything's shut, pal.
Oh, right, of course it is. I forgot about that. But you never know doing your area. You rich people have got ways to get around these things.
Everything's shut, and just watched a bit of football, watched a bit of the Everton game in Liverpool, and looked at the scores coming in, had the foot on, beat as usual. Just a really good Saturday.
Lost my coupon.
But look, you're looking forward to tomorrow?
Oh, you've no idea how much I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Once again, it's a massive game for the biggest game of our season now. It's just coming up for us. The biggest game of our season. I can't emphasise that enough to people. This is huge. We come away from there. We stay at Ibrox and we get the 3 points. My God, is anybody going to actually try and catch us? I don't think it's going to happen. Every step we take, every match we win, there get times running out, the games are running out for anybody to get anywhere near us. I know mathematically it's still possible, but my God, how are they going to do it? How are they going to do it? Mind you, I'm saying that I'm under no illusion because sometimes we drop a wee bit. When we have a really good game, sometimes next game we think we could step onto that, but we actually drop a wee bit. So we need to watch what we're doing against this Dundee United team. Just need to watch what we're doing with them.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we should have had enough to win the game and get closer to where we want to be, but you can't count your chickens, The question I'm going to ask you and the question I'm going to ask people tonight is James Tavernier. First of all, your team, Bridgeman, and then will we realise how good he is if he's maybe out the team for, say, the rest of the season? Bridge?
So, you want me to tell you what my team's going to be?
I would be interested.
Right, so I would go with the same back five, shall we say, the other night, that finished, yes, but with Balogun at right back instead of Tav. And I think they'd be quite very effective. And I think I would go with Jack, Davis, and what's his name, Kamara. That would be my halfback line, my midfield. I'm living in a different century now, really and truly. And I would go with Aribo, Morelos, and Kent.
Right.
Now, I'm thinking that, in all sincerity, that if we're doing very well, particularly at the end of the first half, we'll be given a really good chance to change over. We don't have to do catch-up. As long as we don't give things away, we keep everything tight, we play, maybe score a goal or two, and that gives the manager a chance to switch your team around. And you can choose anybody you want in our team, as long as they're in the pool, that's what I would do. We desperately need to win. We need to win.
I mean, I think his options are limited at right back. I know back in the day, Stephen Davis played there. Don't think he could do it now, but Ryan Jacks played a lot of games at Aberdeen right back, played for Scotland at right back. Would you play Jack and then you've got maybe Arfield in where Jack was playing? Possibilities,
There's a world's full of possibilities for the Rangers, and that's for sure. Personally, I would rather we played Jack in the midfield because we need him to do the bolstering thing. I thought Arfield, whom I think is a brilliant player for us, but I don't think I was going to say too quickly back, but I don't think he's fit yet, or fit enough yet. In my opinion, it's only my opinion, because these games are crucial, absolutely crucial, and we need, to me, the strongest team available to us that are fit. That's what we really need. We don't want another roof situation, to be honest. So
disappointed me that
It must have disappointed the manager as well. Somewhere along the way. We're not going to start doing anything wrong against our team and our players. But I think Arfield would be better on the bench, and he can come pouring in. He take Jack off, let's say, and let Arfield sit out there and do the business. I think he's a smashing player for us. But we need to watch what we're doing.
All right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Foxchair, I'm seeing messages saying that the show's not running.
No,
Can't hear anything.
The boys don't know.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. I just got a message here now saying the show's not on. Okay.
They'll be on it. Text all the same. They'll be dealing with it. Yep. We'll just keep talking, Bridge. Keep talking. I think the team would have more balance with Jack at right back than Balogun. Bridgeman.
But you feel we should be playing Jack at right back?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I think the Arfield coming back, you get an hour and a half of him in with, especially if Aribo was on the bench and you played Hadji Morelos and if Kent's fit. Yeah, your team can be more balanced. Arfield, Jack on the right, and then you've kept Kamara and Davis middle and left, and then you would have Hadji up front. Along with Morelos and Kent if Kent's fit. And hobbled off at the end on Thursday night. If he's no fit, maybe Scott Wright is a start, or you put Aribo there. But if you have Aribo on the bench and then you've got that cover for Arfield, you've also got Balogun on the bench who can cover for you, and then you could bring him in if you had to put Jack one forward, So it's just a possibility, Bridge. I'm only thinking out loud.
No, and what you're saying makes an awful lot of sense. It's just, how can we say it? There's many ways to skin a cat, and our manager knows most of the ways, and that's the truth. And I think that based on the players he's got, if he let himself down or let the player down or the player let us down, I'm talking about Roof here on Thursday night, because of the fitness thing, then, excuse me, then he should be standing up and saying, "No, just leave me alone for a month or something like that, or a fortnight till I get back to fitness." But I don't think he would get the time from any of the management people, because they saw what was happening with him. I have great sympathy for him,
Who's that? Who's that?
Roof.
No, playing them already suspended.
No, but I'm meaning if we'll take him out altogether. But if he was available, then I wouldn't be playing him anyway because of that.
I just don't like to see players try to get their fitness in the first team, Bridge. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't like it.
Yeah. No, absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
And that boy didn't look fit enough. I've been really honest. Starfield didn't look 100%, but he done okay.
But he's an international player, isn't he, Roof?
No, he's English. He's never been captain, mate.
Oh, he's an English, but God almighty. Why am I thinking he's international? Never mind then. Forget it. Talking a lot of rubbish, isn't it?
Yes. That's what made you famous.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth.
I just think the life with the balance of the team. It'd be interesting what other people think, but you wonder what the young boy Patterson's thinking, Bridger. Sport.
Well, yeah.
Injury gives you a big chance in it.
I think there are many times in people's lives who play football, or I've played football. I was fortunate enough to play football way into my 40s at a good level. And through all these levels, you could see youngsters coming in and taking the chance, Each time they take the chance and away they go. And if they get a year with that chance, they've done very, very well. Because invariably the person who has got injured is back within a season, if you follow what I mean. Or they're fighting all the way through, back fit, and then eventually something will happen to the youngster, and that youngster will be dropped for the other guy, and so it goes on and on and on, and that gives you the massive competition. and we've got great competition in our squad, tremendous competition. And that's down to that. And I think that people really do realise that have played football, that it's dog eat dog.
Yeah.
Dog eat dog.
Particularly in the professional game, Bridge.
Oh yeah. I was fortunate enough to get as far as semi-pro, and it was pretty good. I mean, I really liked it, you know. It's a big responsibility. I always felt the responsibility, you know. So I used to play for my work, a wee company called Cosmo, and we were the champions of the league and things like that. So I was with them for about 3 years, and won the league and cups and all the rest of it. It was tremendous. And then I played for PE City. That was the official NFL in South Africa. So it was absolutely brilliant. And
it's funny how South Africa, even when people thought it was just rugby and cricket, there was also an underbelly of football, wasn't there?
Oh, massive. Absolutely massive. It was how can I say it? The next team I played for, which to me was the most important when I was there, was Scotland, right? So it was a Sunday afternoon league, big league, because all the guys that played in the NFL were all part of an RV team as well, you know. So it was great competition. Same guys you're playing against all the time, to all intents and purposes, but a wee bit less pressure on you, so people could ease into the game and sometimes play better. But it's just marvellous. It is just marvellous. The way it was run. I was trying to tell you, the last time we spoke, there was a smashing club over there called the Victoria Park Club, and that was absolutely full of Scots people, absolutely full, and English, of course, you know. But it was a tremendous club, and they'd done a whole lot of other sports as well, you know. So it was really good, a really smashing place, and loads and loads of them, loads of clubs.
There's a big Scottish influence in a lot of the. I mean, I know with the cricket at Cape Town, one of the ends is called the Kelvin Grove end, you know. So
yeah, cricket, the Kelvin Grove end, I love it.
You know, so there's a lot of Scottish influence there. You know what we're like when we go over, we always try to take care, don't we?
Yeah. I have to admit that the where I was, the mine that I worked for, the gold mine I worked in, they had all sports were covered, rugby, cricket, all the major sports.
Like, all big sports done that, didn't they, back in the day?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, because you get a huge variety of people, you know. So we used to play teams, we used to go 140 miles for a game of football, because it was a big, big country, and the leagues were there, you know, so you had to go. So we had to go over the mountains, and when I was living in Port Elizabeth, over to Grahamstown and back again, you know. And in one day, like, you know, just for a game of football. But it was good, excuse me, and everybody liked it and thoroughly enjoyed it. And you go away over there, and all of a sudden you're playing against 2 Scots people and 5 English people, you know what I mean? So, you know, you wonder how the hell they get there, you know. And you think to yourself, how did I get here? The same way, these people are there. Right. It's brilliant, just brilliant.
Well, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, I've thought about it. Here's my team, Rich. Yeah?
Right,
okay. I'm going to go with McGregor, Jack, Hollander, Connor Golson, Barisic, Scotty Arfield, Stephen Davis, Glenn Kamara, Hadji, Morelos, and if he's fit, Kent.
Good team. That's the kind of thing you were talking about just a couple of minutes ago. Filtering it out. That's brilliant. Huh? I've got no problem with anybody's team choice. I just want it to be a strong team. That's all. I think I'm the same as every Rangers fan, and it's alive today. We just want to see our team win this 55. We just want to see them doing it this year, 55. And no more nonsense with players and all the rest of it, COVID crap. Just do what you've got to do and behave yourselves. Let's get out there and do it. Gives the team a chance to go and keep up with Europe. For God's sake, keep up with Europe. What a wonderful chance we've got. Wonderful chance.
Yeah, well, we win tomorrow. We're down to 3 games. The games are really running out fast, Bridge, and then we've looked forward to a big European tie on Thursday. We're in a great place, really, aren't we?
It's really party time, isn't it, for the next 2 games?
But we're not there yet, that's the problem.
That's correct. And all I mean is, if you look at Ibrox, we've got a great chance tomorrow at Ibrox to get 3 points on the board, maybe get score a couple of extra goals. A really good chance. And Thursday, massive night for us. Massive night. But a great chance because they've got to score a number of goals past us in order to get in there. And we have got to be able to defend. And don't defend the same as we did over there. Some of the ones the ball was whizzing about and it was moving in the air and things like that. And sometimes our defence weren't there. And I don't know whether it was tactics that they managed to get the ball into the places where they weren't there, or it was just a slight of luck. But some of the goals they scored, they were just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. That header, that big fella got. Great header, great contact on it. But it was a big looper. And of course, their goalkeeper standing there, completely done, you know.
He's ripped to the spot, mate. Ripped to the spot. That was a once in a lifetime. You done that, wasn't it?
Once in a lifetime.
You don't need the ball for that distance and put it in the top corner. It happens. Once in a career, Bridge.
Oh no, I used to do that regularly.
Well, for 16 years.
Oh, aye. That was a great header of the ball.
You must have been playing against rookies then.
I've done the best possible test.
You know, because it's got to be perfect and it's got to get it in the postage stamp. You know what I mean?
Like the guy ran away from Barisic and he jumped up and he was probably about 6'5" or 6'6" anyway. He really didn't need to jump too high. But my goodness,
he basically ended up with quite a near enough a free header, but
that's correct. It was not with a brilliant header, over the top of the goalkeeper's sight and everything. And I think the goalkeeper was just dumbstruck. Thought, my God. And it's the same with the wee shot that the guy managed to get, and somehow or other, I was thinking that in fact it had hit Helander and was deflected into the net. But it wasn't. Well, I don't think it was. After I've watched it about 6 times, I still can't make it out, really. Maybe some of the boys in the lobby will tell us it definitely took a deflection. But what a good goal. What a good goal the guy scored. But you know what would have been the best goal? For me, for them, their best goal would have been the one wee Japanese guy had a shot and it hit the post. Wow. That was going like an arrow. And bow and arrow.
There's more Miles and Mo Farah.
That's correct.
I can't believe we'll be on for 20 minutes nearly and you've no chat yet.
It was later.
Right. You can do me a favour and turn your phone off. Stop it.
Oopsie daisy. Is it still off? Where is it? I don't even know where it is. Hold on.
We're going to ban you if you bring it in the studio.
There we go. Gone. Thought my wife was going to come in.
We've got slightly different teams, so if people want to join us, phone in, speak to the receptionists who have been on their way there with the technical issues. We'll bring you in, you can give your team, give your prediction, give your thoughts on Rangers playing maybe for potentially maybe the rest of the season if it's ligaments, Bridgeman without my skipper.
Well, I remember getting injured with the ligaments before, and I thought I was okay. Came back training and very quickly. Got one of these heat lamps, you know. That's what the technology was at that time for people like us. So you sit with your feet up and get the old heat lamp on the ligaments, and the swelling all went down because you couldn't do nothing until the swelling went down anyway. So once the swelling went down, I came back training, so I was okay, just like Tab was, you know. And then the first time I had to kick the ball properly, or even turn a wee bit, too sore. So I had another couple of weeks off. That was okay. It wasn't seriously injured. It was, but it was sore, very sore. That was definitely
minimum. But if it is ligaments, we're talking minimum 6 weeks, Bridge.
Well, for me, it was a total of about 5 weeks. But by the time I got back and they saw that I was fit enough, it was another week, maybe 2 weeks. So 6 or 7 weeks I was out of the game, you know. Well, 2 weeks of that I was sitting in the house with the feet up, you know, driving me nuts and drove my wife nuts. She says, I'm going to phone that manager, get him back here. Get you.
I can understand that. Mrs. Bridge has had a lot of put up with over the years, hasn't she?
They're still saying there's no sound in the lobby.
Aye, they're working on it, Bridge. They're working on it. They can't hear us telling they're working on it. just the boys have put other links in for YouTube and Facebook. If you just click on that, they'll get the sound, mate.
It's got it. Old school's put it in there.
They'll get there, mate. Just a beer on the way. But I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I don't think it'll be. I don't see it being 4 or 5, but I'd take 2 or 3, Bridge.
Oh yeah, I just want to win. I just want to get 3 points. However we do it, if we have to, as long as we don't do anything absolutely ludicrous, just do the job right. Get 3 points, and you get your 3 points. Everybody will support you. Absolutely 100%. We'd probably take it anyway, no matter what it was. But seriously, we just want to play well, get the 3 points, and that'll do me fine. And then it's on. Did you say that after that it's like 2 wins? Oh, it's a daisy. That's that.
3 wins. You've got the show on, Bridge. You've got the show on there. You back with me, Bridge?
Hey, bud, I was just switching that off there.
Stop playing with your knobs and you'll be fine.
Oi. Shocker.
Right. I know, after the morning we're down to 3 wins. Obviously, we don't need 3 wins depending on other results, But we're into the arithmetic on, mate,
Yes, yes, I agree with you there. The thing is, in all probability, and it's a high probability in my opinion, that we will need the 3 because that mob of City there will probably waltz their games. I'll be very surprised if they lose a game. I'm very surprised between now and when we were to play them. Very surprised. But as long as we've won the games right up to that point, our games that is, up to that point, then it becomes a mission impossible for them. Simple as that. Mission impossible. There's not very many pundits are still thinking, I hope there's not very many pundits still thinking that they've got a chance to win the league, is there? I mean,
completely an audience, Bridge. They're still the greatest team ever. I mean, I believe they were in talks today with Meghan Markle and Harry to see how you start dealing with not having a title, you know what I
mean? That's quite a good one. I've heard that one before. I love it. Meghan and Harry. Sort us out. There's going to be tremendous stuff with us, that's for sure. Tremendous stuff. Party.
You're a man of a certain vintage. You've seen us win a lot of league titles, and some are more special than others. And when you're young as well, things get magnified. But do you think this will be the greatest one ever because of the circumstances behind it?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You look at, just go with our record alone. Here we're sitting here. I can't remember how many games we've got to go. Is it 8 games? So we played 30 games or something?
Yeah, we've got 9 games left.
9 games left. So we've got 9 games to play, and we're 15 points clear in the league. And nobody often Rangers have done that at this stage of a season. It's absolutely phenomenal. And given the fact of the club and the manager is in and all the rest of it, some of the players, we have done absolutely fabulously well. Fabulously well. It's been great for us. And I don't want that to end. And, for me, this will be the greatest for me. I have to take out the European wins. The European Cup Winners' Cup, rather. I have to take that out of it because it's such a long time ago anyway. But some of the performances that we've put up in this league, through this campaign, and how we've done it, is probably going to be the best title ever for Rangers, in my opinion.
Aye, that's my thoughts as well, Bridget. I think it'll be very emotional. I think there'll be a lot of similarities for the generations. Maybe you may be looking at 75, 87, maybe 97. Then you had maybe the 2 helicopters, 2003 and 5, and then possibly Kilmarnock. We thought the third of Walters 3 because Walter was leaving, and we come back for the dead for that when they lost to Inverness Cali. But the emotions behind this, where we've been, mate, I think will make it the most special.
And we've played really good football, and we've played against them twice in the league. So we're not cheating now. We've still to play there. And so at the present moment, nobody's going to call the league. So it looks as if we're going to get to a genuine end of the league. And I don't see anybody going to take a lot of points off us and give them to the team across the city. I just don't see that happening. I can't see us losing a lot, but we have to be a bit more cautious sometimes in our thoughts because it hasn't happened yet. And that's a fear factor. And there are no doubts in a lot of Rangers fans' minds other than they've got a fear that they've been building themselves up for this and that this hope is there and they're building and building and building, and we don't want it to come down in a bad way. We want it to go right through and do the business, Rangers.
All right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
And the lads have sorted everything, Bridgeman. Terry's hit it with a hammer. Fox has put the nut in it and everything's sorted. Oh, we've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
I'll go for it.
Hi, Ox. Blue Star.
How we doing?
Hi, Blue Star.
Hi, Bridgeman. Hi, the rest of the panel and
you doing all right?
In the background. I'm doing no bad. Just still looking after my mother, Bridge. It's hard going sometimes, but she's getting by there now.
Mrs. Bridge knows what that's like looking after an old patient.
What a shock!
Just when you were asking Ox there to Bridge, what if you thought it would be the most special title, Ox? Because I think you're right. The emotion and everything, because of what's happened to us, and simply because you must remember when we were going for 10. We were 15 points in front at one point until Walter Smith turned round and why he did it that season. He admits now that he should have waited till the season was done before he said it, but because he had said that he was leaving, too many of our players' heats went down because Stuart McCall and Ali and that, I've all told you, it wasn't because they weren't playing well and they'd ran out of steam. It was simply because a lot of their heats had went down because of what they went through with Walter. So barring that one, and don't get me wrong, at 9 in a row, I think you'd have been the same as myself, because we're much the same age in that. 9 in a row was 9 in a row was special, wasn't it? I mean, we were bouncing about, we were going daft, but this one, without a shadow of a doubt, because of the circumstances, because where we had to go, how we've come back, our manager being total class through it all. For the 3 seasons he's been there, no, without a shadow of a doubt, in my lifetime, this would undoubtedly be the most special.
I agree with the majority of what you've said about the title and all that, but I'm not having it. Me and you are the same age. I'm not having that, Rich.
He's probably younger than you.
I might be. I agree with you, Blue Star, that this will be the most the special one. The circumstances, the get it up, that we'll feel with the rest of Scottish football, because they never thought that Rangers would win the title so quick.
Never in a million years. And if I think if some of our own fans, in fact. Don't get me wrong, I'm being honest, Doc. I didn't think he would do it as quick. I've got to be truthful. Until last season, see, whenever we went away for our break, I'm being truthful. I genuinely thought we were playing good football, and then when we came back, we just fell away, And it was all about getting the heat straight so to carry it on through a season. But to do it the way we've done it this season, to play the football, to play as well in Europe, to win away from home in Europe, more games than any Rangers teams or any other teams that have done that I can think of. It's mega special because the guy's still doing it in Europe and we're so far in front in our own league. It's been miraculous in some way because the guy hasn't had the big mega bucks that our previous managers have had. And yet, you watch that game there on Thursday night, and I watched that again the day, Ox. See some of the football we played at times. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, that scoreline could have been anything, mate. It could have been anything.
I know. And we have to put it into perspective. Bridgeman, like, we're talking about these boys, Tavernier, Goldson and that. They've played 40-odd games, I think. Goldson, 41 games in Europe. John Gregg in his career only played 81 European ties for us. I know the competitions were different, but that's how consistent these boys have been.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to them. A credit to everybody in the team, because a lot of them have played a lot of games, but particularly Tavernier and Goldson, they two have been outstanding insofar as their presence in each game. Absolutely superb. And you can't say there's not very many other players have done these things on our team.
You can't take it away from them. They're consistent in Europe, being remarkable post-star.
I'm serious. I've said on here many a time. For me, without even thinking about it, I think some of our football in Europe has been far, far even better than it has been in the league, simply because the teams in Europe, we had big pitches and we were able to play our own style of game, But can I just say, I'm hoping and praying, honestly, for one guy, I just hope that to go in and win it, because he's been there for the 5 seasons. I just hope Tav hasn't done them in. I really do. I hope the guy can captain us.
It looks like ligaments to me, Blue-Star, but I say I've been wrong before.
Oh, I know. I agree with you, mate. I do. I just hope it doesn't put him out. I genuinely do, because if one guy deserves it, we Tav certainly does. He's captained as well, and he has took a bit of flack, let's be truthful, but to go to the last hurdle, no. And as Bridge says, I just want 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Don't want to be getting draws or making a couple of slip-ups. Let's get it out and done with.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we've been joined by young Darren. Evening, Darren.
Good evening, Bridgeman. Good evening, Ox. Good evening, all the background people that work in the back.
Evening, Darren.
Hope we're all well.
Evening,
just going to give my score prediction. Good evening, and then obviously let our callers in.
On you go, Darren. On you go.
So I've got my team would be Alan McGregor in goal, Balogun, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Kamara, Davis, Jack, Wright, Arfield, Itten.
Right. So you're playing Arfield in a forward position?
Yes.
So you're taking Hagi, Aribo and Morelos out?
That would be my lineup. That's what I would go with.
Is that the team you would pick, Darren, or do you think that's the team Stevie G will pick?
That's the team I would pick.
Right, okay, mate. That's all right, mate. That's fair. First comment, mate. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I get what I can see the logic. You're resting players, but Morelos for me is a certainty to start. Start then Bridge.
Aye, absolutely, Ox. The very fact that the wee man's been out for 3 games, there's no way our manager will not start with him. 100% he'll start with Morelos. But I agree with Darren. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say no to that team, but the rest of the ones, there will be a couple of positions where he'll probably out Foxes, but not 100% he'll start with Morelos. The very fact, as I say, he's been out for 3 games, I think he's a stick on.
Listen, Darren, then is of getting teams right, so you've as much chance as anybody else. Bridgeman.
How many times have we, for 10 years now, we've been trying to gauge what the team's going to be? I think I've got it right twice in 10 years. That's it. Quite incredible. But for this manager now, I don't know if anybody's... Do you know if anyone's ever got the team right, Oxtia?
I know who's never got it right. Southside. Never.
Yeah. So it's
Fox
very difficult
has sent
to
a
pick a team.
just a quick message saying, do you think there's any chance we'll play with 3 centre-halves on a Bridge 3-5-2?
Well, you have got you've got 2 centre-halves already playing, plus Balogun, who also centre-half, as we know. You've got the figures there that could possibly do it. And I've always said that, in my opinion, we should be having a team that plays 3-5-2 at Ibrox. Sometimes you wonder why we are playing 4 at the back at Ibrox when, most of the times that we play, we're in their half, in the opposition's half. But I can't take anything away for the manager. The manager's got it right 90% of the time. I can't complain. They're winning games. However, for me, and only for me, because I like that style of play, 3 at the back is absolutely wonderful. If we could play it, you need to get really good centre-halves, but you need to get 3 absolutely outstanding centre-halves that can read the game and can run all day. That's what you need.
Blue Star.
I think we certainly could play at Ox at Ibrox. I've got to be honest. I think he's pretty rigid, isn't he, in the way we've been playing. I just don't see him changing. By all means, I mean, if we play 5 across the middle of the park, I've got to be truthful with the players that we've got and the talent in there. I don't think that team would be in near our goal at all. Whether he does go for it, as I say, is a different matter. When you're talking about him picking the team, I mean, the last 3 or 4 times we've been near his team, but there's always been 1 or 2 players he outfoxes is all, you know. But I certainly think we could play it. A day Ox, we've got the talent, and as I say, across the middle of the park, if we played 5 players, I've got to be honest, against any team in Scotland, I don't see any other team anywhere near good enough to beat our midfield if we played 5 across the middle. I honestly don't.
Yeah, man. It'd be interesting to see who your wide players would be if you'd done that. I'm going to bring Fox in. He's the one shouting his drums off and let us see what his lineup is with his 3-5-2. Does that sound like a plan, Bridge?
Get Fox in, absolutely. Get him in.
Right, Foxy, come in and give us 3-5-2. Who's the wide players?
I would go McGregor in goal, Balogun, Connor Goldson and Hollander. I would put the boy Scott Wright, is it?
Mm-hmm.
In the right. Our normal 3 midfielders. I'd drop Barisic, give him a rest for Thursday night, and have Kent on the other side. And up front, I would have Defoe and Morelos.
So you would give Barisic a rest, but you would play the guy who hobbled off after the game on Thursday night?
Who?
Kent.
He never hobbled off. He got a wee knock, mate. He'll be fit.
All right, okay, I'll take your word for it. All right. Right, away you back to. You've obviously too many Smirnoff. Speak to you later.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about you know, you could take a chance and play Barisic as a supplementary centre half. But my personal opinion is that he's not tall enough.
Can he?
He's a very poor-headed idiot. He can't. You're right. He can't. And the way we play at the moment, actually, we're building our team from the wide players going forward. And Balogun, I'm going to include Balogun in as a wide player, and he had a fantastic. When he came on after 10-15 minutes the other night, he settled in to have a really good game. He's not the trickiest player in the whole world, so we need somebody with his strength or the strength of Tav to replace it, to replace Tav somewhere along the line, in order to retain the system that we've had. I just think whatever the manager does, he seems to touch. It's like gold, isn't it? It's like a golden touch.
He gets me right and wrong. Anyway, we've also been joined by Rudy Bear. I'd be interested to see his thoughts. Evening, Rudy.
Evening, Oxford. Evening, Bridgman. Blue Star. Darren.
Evening, Rudy.
Evening, guys. It's an interesting thought about the 3-5-2 Ox, isn't it? Because Bridgman's been banging on about that for years now. But I quite like the idea of 3-5-2, to be honest. But, you know, I think there's more chance of me playing in goals for Rangers tomorrow than Stephen Gerrard playing a 3-5-2, in all honesty. I think Blue Star was saying there that he's pretty stuck in his ways as such, you know, but he likes his 4-3-3, doesn't he? And he'll, you know, occasionally you see a 4-2-3-1. So I'd be really surprised if he goes with a 3-5-2. But like you were just saying a couple of minutes ago, Ox, how many times has he through us by doing something we weren't expecting or picking somebody we weren't expecting, you know? So you just never know.
You never know. I can see Fox's logic takes the full-back problem out of the problem.
Yeah.
the equation.
Seen his presser. Seen his presser. The one player that he mentioned twice, I don't know if you remembered, he happened, and it's out the blue when we're talking about that. Twice they mentioned Greg Stewart's name in his presser. So maybe he's going to fling him in, which would be an off the ball, because the guy hasn't played in a long, long time. But he certainly mentioned him twice. So who knows?
Aye. That'll be interesting. So what's the score going to be tomorrow, Darren?
I'll go for a bridge special. A wee 1-0 to get over the line.
3-1-0. Oh, I'm not looking forward to another bridge game, Rudy Bear. I want a couple of goals at least, mate. Take the pressure off.
It was funny because on Wednesday night, before the European game, we were talking about how good it would be, to watch European football again and see two teams opening up and playing proper football against each other. We certainly got that, didn't we?
And some.
Aye, and some, aye. Tomorrow, I think Dundee will do probably what most other teams do when they come to Ibrox. So, they'll come with a low block, the 10-man defence and try and hit us on the break. But I don't really see any problems tomorrow. I'm going to give them a wee bit of respect by saying they might get a goal from a like a set piece or something like that. So I'm going for a 3-1. But in all honesty, I really don't see much problem. Or I'm really sorry that Tav's. We still don't know fully what's the story with Tav yet. That'd be a real shame for Tav to be out for a good few weeks, because he's first half of the season, he's been exceptional, Ox. He really has, and he's taken pelters off of us on this show in recent seasons, for some of his mistakes. But I don't think you could level that at him this season, Ox. He's been outstanding. So that's a bit of a disappointment. This wee run-in we've got now, we only need to win 4 more games, next 4 games, and that's us, So hopefully it's no as bad as possibly it looked.
Keep my fingers crossed,
Yeah,
if it's ligaments, mate,
I know. Yeah. It's ligaments. It's a real dodgy thing, isn't it? So, it'd be a shame.
Did you ever injure your ligaments then, Rudy?
I broke my ankle in 3 places and tore the ligaments in my ankle.
So what happened?
That was a tremendous.
Did you fall over a clod of grass?
I remember that incident. That was a tremendous buffet it was put on.
I was just about, you need me to say it. I was just about to say, I slipped on the tiles on the way to the buffet. It was 8 months it was before my ankle was anywhere near right again, and after that I never actually felt that it ever was, to be honest, Docs, So, but Tavernier's nothing like that, obviously.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
ankles, knees, murder posts.
Then you've got to get the confidence of running and kicking. You know what I mean?
I always felt my ankle was weak after that. I never felt it had any strength.
Was it your scoring one or your kicking one, mate?
It was my kicking one, actually. Yeah, it was my right ankle, so it was, and I had a plaster on it for it. It must have been.
And what about the one you used to kick the ball?
I could still get into kicking the players. That was all right,
I have to admit, I struggled a wee bit with that. It took me about maybe 3 or 4 weeks getting back on the pitch to actually catch them, to kick them. I got them eventually.
Remember, player of the season, but he was player of the season. Touched the ball 3 times at Bridge. Okay. 1-0, Darren. All right. Well, you've got goals down for a victory. Blue Star, we should have too much for them, but I think we're getting nervous as a supporter.
Oxford, absolutely no doubt about it. As you say, I'm agreeing with you again. I don't like they 1-0s, mate, because look what happened to us at Hamilton. The dying seconds after a blooming 5 minutes added on. So, no, I'd take a 2-0 all day long, but I'm presuming it's still Shankland and Nicky Clark they've got up front, isn't it?
Aye.
Is he not injured?
Well,
is he not injured?
If you take it for that, Ox, Shankland is. I mean, I know him very well because he's from my area. He's not a runner. He likes to hang about the 18-yard box, but he can't run. He's not the type of player to run away from defenders. So Clark can be nipping his feet. So from that point of view, unless it's a set piece, I'm like yourself. see the more I think about it, see the 3-5-2 thing. See if we had to play that. Honestly, I don't see them getting anywhere near our goal if we had to do it. It's just I don't see our manager doing it. But that kind of appeals to me. 5 across the middle of the park, especially at Ibrox. I just think no team would get the ball off us. Honestly, I don't.
All right, we've been joined by Bob Jar. Evening, Bob Jar.
How you doing, folks? All right?
I'm all right, mate. Yourself?
All right, pal. Oh, I'm wetter than Moby Dick's eyebrows. Just done with it. Anyway, yeah, the more I think that Dundee United might be, if I could put it this way, I think they might be one of the more open teams. They might, this man Miller, well, yeah, they might, you know, I mean, they are fighting for a place in the top 6. And obviously they're going to view Ibrox as their most difficult venue, but I think they might, you know, they might just come out and have a wee go at this, because I think they will be safe. I don't see any relegation problems for them, but we should win them all. Yeah, I mean, we cuffed them 4-0 earlier on in the season. All right, no 2 games are the same. And the way I watched Rangers come forward there on Thursday night, they were astonishing coming forward, brilliant. And if we can play that tempo, get that link-up play going with Kent and Alfie again, we should be too much for them. So here we go. We're getting to the most critical point, guys. 4 wins. I don't think we need 4 wins, but let's do it tomorrow. Look at them staring at 18 points at the time they kick off tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Agreed?
That's a good point, you mate. Let's put it back to 18. Rudy, and then Darren.
100%. That's exactly what you want. You just want to keep piling the pressure on them. You don't want to give them any kind of sucker whatsoever. You just let, you know, if you want them to know by the time they come to play tomorrow night that, you know, it's back to 18 points again and they've got absolutely no chance of catching us. It's as simple as that, you know. And the middle of the happens, they can go out and make all these noises about, you know, we've won 5 games in a row. Big deal. So what? We haven't lost a game in the league all season, you know. So you want it back to 18 points again. Don't give them any respect whatsoever. Just look, it's back to 18. Try and catch us, but they won't. It's as simple as that. And it's 4 games, but it's nerve-wracking 4 games for us New Yorks because it's so close now. You know, we're within touching distance. You know, and it's just I'm trying not to get too excited.
You can smell the Duraglat. You can
smell the Duraglat. That's it, mate. You know, and I'm trying not to get too excited about it because I'm just going to go totally off my nut like every other bear on the planet when we win that 4th game. You know what I mean? So, but tomorrow, back to 18 points again. I'm like Bob Jen. I don't see any problems tomorrow.
All right, no, you're right. And you come, Darren?
Good evening, Bob Jen. I hope you're well. Good points there, Bob Jen. Get the win over the line. Get it in the bag. I really look forward to, you know, Rangers playing tomorrow. Obviously, they played on Thursday. So Thursday, Sunday, you know, I'm really looking forward to Rangers coming out and kind of winning. But I would just say 1-0, get it over the line, get off the park, get 3 points to the bag, and getting it back to 18 points.
You make a great point, Darren. It's all just a bit of victory. Nothing else really matters, Bob. Yeah.
Oh, nothing else matters anymore. Don't get me wrong. We are in the position where we can drop points and still be in a commanded position, boys. But you didn't want that. You want to keep on going with the victories. We've had so many victories at Ibrox this season, unbelievable, with a home record. So just notch up another year tomorrow. I didn't see Dundee United keep us. No, definitely no.
Have you got a team for us, Bob? Yeah.
Got what?
Have you got a team for tomorrow? You picked a team.
A team. I'm getting to the point, maybe like your Celox, it's so unpredictable with Stevie G. Who would have picked that team on Thursday night? I got a shock when I seen it. But the more, I think I kind of named the team last night. I agreed with somebody on a team. But your back 4 is going to be Balogun, Golson, Helander, and Big Burner. And your midfield will probably be Jack, Davis, and Aribo. And your front 3 will probably be, I don't know. Do you think you'll give the boy for Aberdeen a start tomorrow? The boy, right? Think you might get a start?
Sure,
and you'll go with the tried and trusted, maybe with Hadji, Alfie, and Kent.
Aye. So. All right. We'll let you know at 2:05 tomorrow, Bob, how you've done.
Yes, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I'll be sitting there avidly watching tomorrow, as usual. As I say, the target is to get them losing at 18, going on a big bus journey way up to Dingwall, saying, "Oh no, they're 18 points in front again." Because I didn't put anything by them, Ox. Yeah? I don't put nothing by them. I watched their luck over the years, and that is the word. I know what they're like. So didn't give them any leeway whatsoever. Just keep notching up the ones, keep the pressure on them. I see that you bumped his gums in the paper this morning saying that they were treated differently for us, but that's his argument.
What a classless individual.
Exactly. Yeah. A classless individual, exactly.
Classless club from top to bottom, Ox. That's exactly what they are. It's the whole club.
Always cheated, never defeated.
Yeah.
Oh, see the very fact if we get the 3 points done and dusted. See the very fact they're not playing their game a couple of hours later on.
Mm-hmm.
In their heads and in their stomachs, they're gutted because it's back to 18 points. Whereas, as Darren and Rudy and that said there, if we to slip up or drop anything at all, you know yourself, even though we're miles in front, it still gives them a bit of scope. We don't want to give them nothing. We just want, as Dick Bob just said there, we want to carry on, winning at Ibrox, 1-1-1, get it out of the line. We win tomorrow and we've only 3 games to go. How brilliant is that?
It's time for
I don't know. Can somebody answer me this? Why in earth? Why can't we play the 2 games at the same time?
One's on the telly, mate, I believe. Their game.
Yeah, their game will be on the telly. Ours isn't it?
What's that?
Ours isn't on the telly.
No, ours is 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm saying should theirs not be at 3 o'clock as well? I don't see what the problem is.
For the telly, isn't it?
Because of Sky.
Sky.
Mm-hmm. Nah. So
they can't fit them in.
Kickoffs.
Right, okay.
The English games, it'll be when English games are finished.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
They get special treatment, come on.
They've certainly got special treatment that way. That's nonsense. Scottish teams playing at that time. Why don't you just play it at 12 o'clock on a Sunday then? Maybe there's English games that time as well. Never know.
I don't think they get good viewing figures. I don't know what they are on a Sunday morning, but they don't get good viewing figures on a Sunday morning.
Do they get good viewing figures anytime?
No. No, I don't know if you picked up on that about some social media report that came out, Rudy, where Rangers had about their Facebook, etc., had about 6 million hits. It was nearly 4 million more than that mob.
It was amazing. Yeah.
And we're co-efficient in Europe. I don't know if you picked that one up. We're not only 10 places behind them, remembering that we've got a blank season plus the progress one as well.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, stuff like that. And the stats have just been through the roof this season, Ox, for everything. You know, the interest in Rangers is just absolutely phenomenal. I saw something, I think it was yesterday morning, I saw something, it was something to do with social media and all, and all the hits so far for this season it's tabulated up to about 12.8 million social media hits. That's phenomenal, Ox. Again, I think theirs, we had about, I think it was actually more than 6 million. I think it was something like 8 million, 7.9 million or something, depending on what site you looked at. More hits than they had social media wise. You know, it's just everything about the club this season, Ox, has just went through the roof. Absolutely went through the roof. And it's a combination of how we've been playing, having Steve Gerrard. You know, I mean, let's face it, Steven Gerrard's the Hollywood signing as managers go, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, huge.
I've had a message for Southside who gave us his team. I don't think he's at it right yet since he's been involved with us. There we go. McGregor, Balogun, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Jack, Kamara, Alfie, Hadji and Ken.
That's not a bad team as well. We said these things. I think somebody else picked one very similar to that. Mm-hmm. Was that Rudy? Maybe Rudy.
Aye, well, it's all about opinions and rightly or wrongly. We never see.
That's not my team, Bridge. I would have picked Aribo instead of Hadji.
All right, I did as well, pal. I did Aribo.
I had Hadji in my team, but
see what you're saying there about social media, mate.
Aye.
I can tell you for a fact. See the likes of, I know for a fact the 2 countries. See Canada and especially New Zealand. Expats in New Zealand has went through the roof. So much so that they've had a lot of problems with overpowering their Wi-Fi at certain hours in the morning. That's true, mate, because obviously my uncle and that's out there. Even for the likes... That's right. I come on night, remember, and spoke to the bloke with you. But see the likes of that for guys that's abroad and everything. Rudy, you'll know about that. Still, look at the excitement, as you just said, with the likes of the Wi-Fi. It's been through the roof simply because Stevie G's been immaculate, and the background stuff and everything he's done with our club, it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He's generated huge interest, isn't he, Blue Star?
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I think the club's grown like Topsy, and that's the truth. I know that some of these people have always been there, but they might not have been very active, and because of the situation with the club for the last 8-9 years there, they didn't want to know to a certain extent. So it was a kind of a kid-on support. But my goodness gracious, as it gets closer to the title win, we're going to see it happening, and the stories they're telling us now is nothing short of miraculous. The figures are out of this world. Just, I'd never have dreamt that, but magic. Some set of fans of Rangers have got it worldwide.
Not just that. See, in all truthfulness, our manager still isn't getting the proper adulation he's due, just simply for the result. I know that, mate, but see, even with results in Europe, our results in Europe, when you look at the likes of all the English teams and the money that they've spent and everything, our results are they're honestly miraculous. They really are. But as you say, he's not going to get it until he's got that flipping bit of silverware. But the results in Europe are nothing short of miraculous. They really are. They really, really are.
Yeah. That's a show on its own. Well, we've reached that time of the evening, Bridgeman. The wee lockdown special. Done and dusted, mate. Another one chopped off.
Chalked. Another box ticked, as they say. Can I just say, to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, tomorrow, massive game, biggest game of our season, and everybody up for the game. Think about it. Rangers. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
All right, can I thank Blue Star, Bob Chair, Darren, Rudy Bear, of course Bridgeman, and Fox and All School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock with a pre-match show building up to a victory against the United Ibrox. Thanks for listening, and please stay safe. Take it away, All School Blue.
Team of all. We support the Glasgow Rangers, do not Ibrox is the place, and we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to queue and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. The story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe be travelling by land and sea and plain. The teddy bears have got the bears and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all.